All right, I got a 2017 Tahoe 5.3. Fans were running at full power. After it was started for more than a few seconds, read the OBD2. Coolant temp sensor showed 32 degrees after driving it for a little while. So I'm gonna swap out the coolant temp sensor. You're gonna disconnect these guys here. There's one here, one here. You're gonna disconnect the intake. One flathead here and one here. All right, take the intake off. We've got these disconnected. You're gonna slide up. This will come off, and you should be able to just pull it out. Voila. And there she is. So you've got one connector. Before we get too far, we're gonna make sure there's no pressure in the system.
Yeah, cap has no pressure against it.
You do not want to do this when the vehicle's hot. This will blow up in your face.
There you go. System. Basis of this, you get the little side pieces on the plastic. You lift these two side pieces on the plastic, push them in, and it'll lift up a little bit. And then you're gonna have to push this black plastic tab straight back and wiggle it, and this connector will come right up. So now we've got this piece raised. You'll push in on the small black piece there, give it a wiggle, separate the connector.
All right, we found a 3/4 fits on this pretty good. 19 might also fit, but this is what we got.
It's the rest of the way out. Alright, this is the low point. Might lose some coolant here. The other one's already prepped. A new O-ring and sealant on the threads. And we're just gonna snug her back down.
Now, it might have got some coolant in there, so we're going to want to check it after it's installed. And if there's any coolant inside the connector, you're going to wipe that out with a paper towel rather than just put the connector right back on.
Or you could spray some of the nice connector cleaners that dissipate really quickly within a couple minutes.
Looks like we didn't get any in her.
Of course, it's going to be reversed. It has a copper crush washer, so I really don't feel like there's a torque that we need to really worry about.
I'm sure
snug it up a little bit more.
I'm sure in the book she's good, but just use your instinct. Don't snap it off in the block.
Yeah, that'll make for a nightmare. All right, raise points on the back. Drop that bad boy in. Push your little plastic connector down. We should be good to go.
Okay, install the intake. It's going to be just reverse of how we pulled it out. We're going to get it in here, slide her on, lock her into this little metal tab, tighten the nuts, and these you literally just push right back on. No tools needed. Okay, we are back on. Close the coolant tank. If you lost a bunch of coolant, you should fill it back up, but we barely lost any, so I don't even think we need to worry about it.
Nope, go ahead and give her a start.
Yeah. Well, the fans aren't going.
Yep, fans aren't on. We can actually have a conversation. That's the fans picking up a little bit. Next, let's see what the OBD2 says.
Fans are still running. It's not on full blast like it was. We're gonna check it with a scan tool. So it is complaining about quite a few
Couple
things.
of them. Not the first one was the engine control module, and that one was the one we saw earlier that was showing a fault.
I almost just clear them all. Let's go drive it around.
Yep. I did just have the battery disconnected, so we do have some faults from the battery getting disconnected recently. Alright, so we do have one main ECM fault, P0128, engine coolant temperature below thermostat regulating temperature. This is what I was seeing earlier, and I was also seeing on the live data, which we'll show next, that the temp was never going above 32 degrees no matter how long the vehicle sat or if we drove it. So we'll clear all these, we'll check the temperature, and we'll go on from there.
It's like 50 degrees outside.
And the fans now just shut off. So they've been maybe 2 or 3 minutes, which is way better than before. We were seeing over 5 minutes. All right, so now we're totally error free. We'll pull up the live data, and then we'll do a drive around. System selection, engine, live data, engine cooling. So see, radiator coolant temp sensor, 32 degrees. That's what we were seeing earlier, and it would never rise. So we'll go drive around and see if we can't get a rise in temperature. All right, so we cleared the codes on it like we showed earlier, came out, started to go for a drive, and as you can tell, fans are super quiet now. So obviously the issue was the code. Cleared the code now. We are gonna go drive it, make sure everything's still good. But we did see on the code reader, there was a engine coolant temp, ECT, and then there was also a radiator temp. The radiator temp one is not moving. The ECT though is now climbing and is showing over 150. And the gauge has actually moved from behind 160 to in front of 160. So we'll show you that inside. So here you'll see now we've actually moved off of 160. Earlier this was sitting back behind 160 and it wasn't coming up off the gauge. Now we actually have a reading and the fans are doing what they're supposed to. So we just got back from a drive. As you can hear, shut it off, totally quiet. This thing's all the way at temp, 180, 185. Been cruising for about 15 minutes and it's totally silent again, finally.